What up, what up, what up? So it turns out that the buzz on the internet now is the fact that these people, Bondi, Patel, Bongino, they have wiped out the records that show that Stinky abused little girls. And it's on film. It's on tape. They have this because Epstein taped everything. He videotaped everything. Everything. And mind you, this guy, need I have to remind you, was Epstein's best friend, okay? Epstein's best friend. He wasn't, these aren't the Epstein files alone. These are the Epstein-Trump files. This was an Epstein-Trump-Maxwell joint is what this thing was. That's right. That's right. So anything this guy says about law and order is nonsense because he perpetrated the worst crimes you can on humanity. Besides the fact that I'm sure that he has people dead, you know, he violated little kids, okay? All right, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You see, when I talk, I like to give you a drone's view of politics. And if you think about it, right, there's only a select handful that they put on television, right? All these sycophants. He's got like about 30 or 40 sycophants around him, right? And they have a news outlet. I use that very loosely. That Fox shit talker central, right? And they go out and they create a narrative, right? So think about it. It's a pedo, a abuser of little girls, right? Surrounded by sycophants, right? And it's only, I tell you, maybe, I want to say 100 people, and there's 330 something million people in this country, right? You know, because you have the Republican Congress, which will say anything that they want, that he wants them to, because they're craven bootlickers, right? And then you have the cabinet, which those people just sing the praises of a child molester, okay? Because that's what that guy is, a useless, functionally illiterate child molester that shits himself in public on the regular, right? So what came out was the fact that you have witness interviews where it was stating that him, your president is a serial child molester, okay? Your president is a serial child molester. Let's cut through the bullshit here. You know? And so what did you people do? You went ahead and you reelected this sack of crime because not only there's nothing legitimate. There's nothing. This guy's a fraud. And he was saying that he wanted to put J.D. Vance in charge of fraud. What happened to Elon? What happened to Doge? Waste, fraud, and abuse. What happened? All they did was torch money and resolve nothing. What is the couch humper gonna do? Huh? What's he gonna do about fraud? Huh? You went into Minnesota under the guise of Somali fraud, and look at what happened. Nothing. It was a disaster. That's right. Yeah. You know. So. You know, and think about it now. The fact that he abused little girls it's gone global. Look at what Iran said. Iran said, no, you even think about attacking us? We hacked all your shit already, right? We're going to start releasing pictures of you, tapes of you abusing little girls. That's right. And that's what Putin has on him. Yeah, that's right. So you idiots, instead of doing just the smallest amount of research, you know, you went ahead and you pulled the lever for this asshole. Again. And look at us now. Has he lowered the price of anything? Nope. Has he solved anything as far as wars are concerned? He hasn't. Putin doesn't respect him. Putin gave him a solution to the war, right? He handed it to him and he said, no, you tell everybody this is what we're going to do, right? And that basically means, no, Russia gets Ukraine. See? See? Because whoever has pictures of this idiot perving with little girls because he's a serial sex abuser, right? Whoever has pictures of him has leverage on him, right? And all this whole thing, people said, no, Pam Bondi's going to get fired. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's the only idiot willing to throw her life away, right? In order to protect a serial child molester, right? And that Kash Patel, remember, he made his bones on the internet saying that this is a cabal. There's a cabal, and the FBI director is the one that has all the information. What now? What now? What now? What now? Poor Savannah's mom. They can't find her. Excuse me. I still got a cold, but anyway. Now think about it. How hard is it these days to make somebody vanish? Huh? And they have no clue where that lady is, and her poor family at Savannah is destroyed, and they have no clue. Nothing. And how long has it been? You know that they say that you're on camera at least 26 times a day if you go out to the street. So how hard is it not to be able to find somebody? I mean, it should be relatively easy, And besides that, Patel's not going to get fired. Bondi's not going to get fired. Are you kidding? They are the firewall between him and the videotapes of him R-ing little girls. For lack of a better term, I've already been suspended from YouTube. I don't just trying to avoid it again, But yeah. So meanwhile, while America continues to be stuck in the mud with this asshole, there's nothing that he said in that speech, to move this thing forward, to try to unite anybody. Well, we knew he wasn't going to unite anybody because that's the only thing he has. His base of 20% of these people. All they want is to be done with black and brown people, But still, they will tolerate anything. They'll tolerate child molestation. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play you a summation of the State of the Union, and I'm going to play you the information that they have about the Epstein files. Anyway, remember, peace, resist, roll it. I see you, Stinky. Remember that time when we, yeah, me and you, Stinky. Yeah, me and you.
It's sitting on my desk right now.
Hey, Stinky, that bitch can lie all she wants. But I know the truth. We know the truth. You're a pedo. That's right. Just like me.
Cover something up. And now here we are with what is probably the most suspicious evidence of that yet. And it's really something. We're going to take a second here. So MS Now, along with other outlets, is now confirming that the Department of Justice under Donald Trump withheld some very specific Epstein files from the public. Those files are more than 50 pages of notes and memos related to interviews with a woman. That woman accused Donald Trump of sexually abusing her when she was a minor. The existence of those missing memos was first reported last week by independent journalist Roger Sullenberger in a Substack post.
Yeah, this filthy stink bag. Look at it. Look at this crusty old fucking sack of methane. Ew. Continue.
He discovered that a released document listed files in that case, and it showed that federal investigators had conducted not one, but 4 interviews with Trump's accuser in 2019 when he was president. And there were notes and summaries of each of those interviews within the FBI's possession. But as Sullenberger found, and MS Now confirmed, only one memo and no handwritten notes reflecting such an interview is included on the DOJ Epstein's files site. A source who has viewed the unredacted documents told MS Now the woman interviewed by the FBI in July 2019 is the same woman who alleged that Trump forced her to perform oral sex on him 35 years ago when she was 13 or 14 years old and subsequently hit her.
Gross.
She also claimed she was repeatedly raped by Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, according to the sole summary of her first interview, that's one of 4, but there's one that we do have, the one that was released that you can read, it's online. The woman's lawyer told investigators during that interview that she was concerned about implicating additional individuals beyond Epstein, specifically any that were well known, due to fear of retaliation. What did she tell them after that in those 3 subsequent interviews? We really don't know, because those documents do not exist in the files that Trump's Department of Justice posted. They exist in the FBI. They exist in the Justice Department. We can see that. We know that from the index, but they're not online. Now, yesterday, the DOJ responded in a social media post saying that, quote, nothing has been deleted and all responsive documents have been produced. That, I gotta say, seems pretty clearly false. And in fact, as more outlets, first Sullenberger and then MS Now and NPR, and now the New York Times have started to report on these missing files, then the DOJ put out a news statement noting that documents could have been withheld because of an ongoing federal investigation. Which is kind of weird phrasing. Could have been, or were. Or is that just a rationalization for not releasing the files that specifically pertain to the man who's in charge of the country?
It's the latter.
That is not the only thing that did not make it into the DOJ's publicly released Epstein files. The FBI also interviewed a woman known as Jane, who testified under oath at the trial of Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. Jane claimed she was introduced to Trump by Epstein at Mar-a-Lago when she was 14 years old. And it's now discovered that the handwritten notes from her interview also are missing from the DOJ's website. Now, Donald Trump has denied any wrongdoing whatsoever, and all of the allegations, specifically the allegation from this one woman, right, in question, who had the 4 interviews, only one of which...
Man, fuck that. He did it.
Evidence.
That's right, Stinky. You were just as bad as me. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He. Uh-huh. Ho.
The late Jeffrey Epstein described himself as Donald Trump's closest friend and claimed intimate knowledge of his proclivity for sex. The convicted paedophile even boasted of his closeness to Donald Trump and his now wife Melania, claiming the first time he slept with her was on my plane.
Oh! Continue, Anthony!
Which was dubbed the Lolita Express. He alleged Trump was a serial cheat in his marriages and loved to have sex with the wives of his best friends. Trump, he said, was almost functionally illiterate.
Oh! Oh, shit. Oh, that's what I call him. That's what I call
it. He was a serial cheat in his marriages and loved to have sex with the wives of his best friends.
Uh-huh.
Trump, he said, was almost functionally illiterate. But did read the page 6 gossip column in the New York Post. He was incapable of reading a balance sheet, and any act of kindness would have been an accident, Epstein said. Last week, a 2-page memo from the Justice Department.
I bet you got some soup in that diaper. Stinky. Oh, stinky. Hey, for shits and giggles, I want to know, right, are we winning yet?